Well, it's that time of the month when these three wonderful gentlemen have already dug the rabbit holes for us to fall into. Welcome to this month's Espresso Mail Call. Thanks for stopping by. I think we got some pretty good books and stuff for you today. See that? Steve is already showing them off. You know, Mark already has warned us that he has collected some great stuff, and Chuck has been unusually quiet, so I'm a little bit concerned about what he's going to show. Anyway, but thanks, Steve. Thanks for coming by. How you doing today?
Excellent. Thanks for having me back.
Make sure you watch Steve's channel. He always has some interesting books to show. All right, and Chuck, good to see you. How's the weather?
Well, we're having another lovely day down here. Only a couple of thunderstorms, but
only a couple.
We're doing great.
Every time we have a thunderstorm, it's like I feel like I'm back down in Florida during one of their torrential ones. So it's really been a crazy summer this way.
Yes.
But anyway, but then, you know, we're warm down here. You know, we're, I think we hit 92 here today. I don't know what it was down by you guys, but here we have Mark, who's like about, what are you, Mark? About 20 miles due south of the magnetic North Pole. Is that
not
correct?
Quite that far? We cracked 30 degrees C today, and it there's Phil. And we with the humidity, man, we were almost 36 degrees Celsius, which was too hot.
That's really hot. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
And here we have Phil-tastic Comics and Art. How you doing, Phil?
Good. We had a little power blip for a second.
We were just talking about that. I told them we're having these big thunderstorms here, which you probably went by you. So I said, you guys know what to do if I suddenly flick out. So anyway, so that's I was just mentioning that, you know, every month, this time I decided not to have a pen and paper nearby. Okay.
Well, that's because you're going to go to replay.
Technology, the screenshot, voice thing. Alexa, buy me this.
Okay, you got me, Mark. You got me.
That channel right there, so he's all set.
Anyway, all right. Let's see who's joined us so far. We got a few people here. Hopefully, some of the notices will go out, and we'll get a few more people to join. We have Las Cruces from New Mexico. How you doing, my friend?
James.
Thank you for stopping by. We have Brian, LCS. Brian, I think we only have about 8 days for the voting for the nominations, all right? So this is not for the actual Comic Book Community Awards, but for people who are being nominated to see how many votes they get. And I guess the top 5 will go into the finals. I want to thank everybody that put down the Espresso Mail Call as a you know, at the Comic Community Awards. That's really great. Thank you so much for doing that. All right. Let's see, who else do we have? Steve is saying hello to people. Yeah, we got Chuck saying hello to people. We have anybody else that's come in? We have Wellbore. Brad, how you doing?
Hey, Brad.
Just saw him over Gary's channel. Gary's having an interview of Gore Vidal, that guy. And I warned them last time, Gary, don't go up against me at 8 o'clock anymore. So he started at 7. So that's
Wow. Bruno went over to his house and talked to him.
Mark has warned us. Yes, that's fair. Since Joe warned us that Mark would be here.
Thank you, Jackson.
It's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. It's great to see you here. Let's see. Maybe I think we've gotten everybody that's here so far. Hopefully, we'll get some more people to join as the time passes. So let's get rid of Jackson here. There you go. All right. So since we've got this order here, I think we have enough for maybe 2 rounds. You know, if you have it, if you don't, that's fine.
Yep.
So since Steve, you're immediately to my left as I'm facing myself.
Sure.
All right. So why don't you go up first? Okay. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I'm ready to rock.
All right.
Okay.
So let's see what you got.
I go to it's been almost a month since I picked up my books. So I've got this guy in Oshawa. He's the town over from me. His name is Matt, and he's got a shop that's just exclusively online called Captive Audience Comics. And he puts up these $2 bin sales like every Friday. So I'm like, I work there just scrolling through all these things. And I haven't picked them up for a while. And some of these stuff that he gets is just incredible. Like, you know, we love our Boris Karloff covers.
That's in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Mine has
bad. Yeah, he's got $5 on this thing, but everything here that I'm going to show you is all $2 fines.
Right.
This one here, this is a DC Comic Essential. It's got a sticker on it for $7, and again, $2.
$2.
I never picked up the original Dark Knight Return series.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just went up incrementally. This one here is he's got a list for $10.
Wow.
You know, I like Me My Wonder Woman, so I got to have Me My Wonder Woman.
It's very nice.
Another one that was $10 from the George Perez days.
Oh yeah,
Some great covers in that one.
So one of my favorites. So now
Wow,
I've
that's
got
kind
an
of
extra copy.
Who's on the cover there?
Oh, that's Ares. The
Oh,
God
yeah.
of War.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that's her brother. So you know.
Yep.
Dark Knight's Death Metal. Oh, that's just the Dark Knight's Metal. So a lot of DC stuff. This one he's got listed for $15 on here, a Kirkham cover.
Wow.
So, hey.
So is Brad correct? Since he's up to $2 Canadian, is 10 cents US. Is that correct?
Yeah,
He's a
probably.
little off.
That sounds about right. Just like this one here, $25 sticker price on this one. Trinity. It's a thicker book, but I love the artwork on it. I don't know anything a lot about this one. So
Now listen, when Trinity came out,
yeah,
I was all excited about that. It was during the New 52 time, if I remember correctly. So it was 52 issues before they, rebooted everything again.
right.
You know, and the thing about it was because it had Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And so I'm reading it, and it was one of the 52 issues, one of the worst stories ever read in my life.
Oh, really?
I was so disappointed with it.
But for $2, it's probably an okay instead of paying $25 for it.
I would suggest that you don't go
$2?
try to get the other 51 issues. That's all I got to say.
Okay, I won't bother.
That's
with that.
good
Hey,
advice, man.
Pytix, how you doing? Good to see you.
This one's in really good condition, and again, this one's got a sticker price of $55 on it
Wow.
That's
For
crazy.
$2.
for $2. So he must have. I think Matt had bought out somebody's old comic store, and he had all these ones. That's why.
Oh,
they
the
have
stickers on them already. Yeah.
Yeah, then they just never sold.
I was
Like
going
this
to say,
one-
somebody's trying to sell Terror Inc. for $55.
I know, but well, wait till you see this one. This one's $75.
Were they on some kind of stimulant when they made those prices?
I'm almost thinking that their 4-year-old got hold of the sticker gun and just
Holy
decided to start
moly.
putting numbers on there. And their kid was learning how to count.
$75.
How,
Yeah,
that's
75.
nuts.
How is this 75? When this came out, like I made it was hot for a minute, but not $75 hot.
No, unless it's got like 7 signatures on the inside cover or something.
Maybe Stan Lee signed it. I don't. I haven't looked yet. I
Maybe
haven't even
there's
opened
more
any of these.
James
when you-
Kirk, he did some serious LDS at the.
Yeah,
in the
he licked one of these weird dots that was on a
Yeah.
piece of paper, and
Yeah, I
weird things
mean-
started happening.
Wow. So $2 for that is great. Like,
Yeah, I'll take
Maybe-
$2.
Maybe when you open it, $74 is going to fly out of it.
yeah,
Maybe that's what it is.
That-
Or maybe there's
there's money.
$82.50 inside this thing.
I'm just thinking for marital harmony, you better take those prices off, Steve.
That's a good point.
I agree.
Yeah, I already did a video on this, and I pointed out that these are all $2, and those prices do not reflect what I paid. Like this one says $85 on it, so it got increasingly more, and I have no idea anything about this. Something Wicked. It's an image book.
Oh.
So I'm pretty sure it's not an $85 book, but
No,
I saw the cover and I thought the cover was pretty cool
that's
and
pretty
gruesome.
gothic.
Yeah,
So is it supposed to be Something Wicked This Way Comes?
I don't know. It's an image book, and it's got the old logo, so this has got to be from like either the late 90s or the early 2000s, I think, because then the image thing got smaller and smaller.
Yep.
And then I grabbed some Kull the Conqueror.
There you go.
Because that's
All right.
okay. I've been enjoying that series, so I've been slowly getting all them. More DC, Witching Hour. That's just a cool cover. Justice League Dark and the Wonder Woman.
Okay.
See, I just go on and I start finding all these neat covers and stuff, and I just, hey, $2, sure, why not? And then it starts adding up.
I can never read Justice League Dark because I felt like it sounded like a beer.
Yeah.
I like that.
That is
Okay,
Wow,
now you've
new.
just ruined it for me, Phil.
Justice
Now,
League Dark with half the calories.
Yeah, because I don't mind reading it, and I drink dark beer, so now I'm just going to
There
be
you go.
messed up.
There you go.
That's what you're going to call it now. You just have Justice League. I'm drinking my Justice League Dark. And then everyone's going to go, where did you buy that? Where did you get that? It's only in Canada.
I think that sounds like an awesome beer can logo.
Hey, look, TM, we thought of it here. Okay, we got a lawyer here that'll sort us out. We're good.
Yeah, and Phil is going to, the next time I see one of Phil's drawings on Instagram, it's going to be that. You're going to have that.
There'll be someone, it's going to mysteriously look like a Guinness, but it isn't. It's
you need Shade the Changing Man screaming with the beer, so you know.
Yep.
And my last one for this round is another one I've been really enjoying, Undiscovered Country. Yep. This one's surprisingly good. I know it's still around. This is number 6. I think it's up in the 30s or 40s or somewhere there now.
Yeah, they're ending it soon. I think they just started the final arc.
Oh, did they? Cool.
Yeah, I don't know how far you've read into it. It does kind of get a little off track in my opinion, but I'm in it until the end.
I've been just into the first 10. I got in the first 10 or so. Like this is number 6, and I've got a few more coming to get to first 10. And yeah, well, for $2, who cares, right? At least I'm not paying the $6-7 for the books. So.
Who cares?
So, how many $2 or $1 ones did you get? Because if you get too many of them, you might care.
Yeah,
that's true. I think I spent about $50 on what I got here.
There you go.
So,
okay.
For Mark, that's a day in the park.
Yeah.
A day in the park. Well, okay. So for my first round, I've been hitting all kinds of different spots. So this first one is not really a comic, but definitely comic related. There's a secondhand bookstore in my town that just has the deal is you bring in your books, they give you credit. You can use your credit to buy more books or whatever, and you peruse. There's hundreds of books. So I found this one there.
Cool. All of the Marvels.
So, yeah. So this is like a 2021 Penguin Press, a guide to the past 60 years of Marvel. It's really pretty interesting so far what I've read. And because it was at the secondhand bookstore, like this was less than $10.
Right on.
Every time I've seen that, you got a great deal because every time I've seen that, it's been $25 or more.
Yep. Well, that's what I was thinking, Phil. When I saw it, I went, and also because I'm I donate books there and magazines and stuff, like, so that goes against. So I got credit on top of my purchase, so it was even less than that.
Right on.
So I went, how can I?
One of these things. So this is a book that I have that's actually pretty interesting. It's about the Marvel Age of Comics.
Okay, yeah.
Which is like 61. This is why, I'm Anachronic, right? 61 through 78, which is really cool.
Yeah, that would be
cool. I've had this for a while. I have gone through a lot of it, but it's just an interesting book. It goes through and has, before the show started, I was actually talking about this particular book here.
Oh, that book right there.
Nice.
Nice.
So it's really cool. And, I like a lot of history stuff, and this really, brings out I get some facts out of this now and then.
It's a shiny chrome cover.
Yeah, and very, very shiny cover.
Very shiny.
So I'm slowly gathering up books for my for the Marvel graphic novels series that they've done for years and years. And I mean, this is not a book that you're going to run immediately to get.
It's oversized too, right?
It's oversized. So this is the Dreamwalker. So this is from this is Marvel graphic number 43 from 1988. It's not a bad read. It's kind of like, it's the storyline is okay. It's another son discovers his dad was a superhero from the 40s, blah blah blah. He takes over the mantle, and it's kind of reminds you of the kind of like the Shadow. And,
the Shadow.
It looks like that, yeah.
Yeah,
Darkwing Duck.
It's not a bad read, but it didn't it's not going to cost you very much at all if you're into that. It's set in the 60s, so the year it's set in is 1966.
Oh, that makes it worthwhile.
It's got some nuances with some references to Vietnam and veterans coming back and stuff, which is pretty interesting. So as you guys know, I was down in New Jersey playing with a bunch of lads and going to some shows and stuff. And Doug Bratton had a book at his house that I had not seen before. And I'm a real fan of, so I went looking and I found it online from a guy from England.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So
that's a nice one.
Wow.
the Black
Very
Cauldron.
nice.
Yeah.
And this book has never been touched. Like the Spidey comics had
Minty,
we lost
minty.
Joe.
We lost Joe. Now we can go off the rails. Off the rails.
Off the rails, they go crazy. So this has like it's got stories, it's got puzzles, it's got coloring pages. Like, and this was by month. They were 2 of these a month in England. So and the whole beginning,
from England. Okay.
yeah. So the whole beginning of this book is all about the movie, all about the Black Cauldron, the story behind it, the artists, and all of that, pumping up the movie. Which, as we all know, if you watched it as a kid, you probably had to go into therapy. But inside this book is pretty cool. There's a Hulk Spider-Man story, an Indiana Jones story.
Oh, cool.
There's ads for Care Bears, and the back ad is for Dinobots. So,
Nice.
Oh, wow.
it's kind of a cool book.
In other words, the advertisers had no idea who the target audience was, so they just threw everything in there.
There you go. Smart.
Absolutely.
Sounds
Absolutely.
like me.
It just needed the record in the back, and then you're all set.
There's an English story in here called Tough Guys, which was just pure from England. That was some guys who are in England, which I found was cool. So I was pretty happy about that. So then I was going online, and there's an auction house that I watch, and every once in a while, like they'll have like estate auctions, and they'll have some comics mixed in. But it's really tricky because they'll just do a fan of comics. So you have to zoom in and take a look, and you take a gamble on what they are. So there was 10 books. I put in a bid for $5. So that is 10 cents United States.
Yes.
And I won the 10 books. And I'm going to show you 3 of the 10. Okay. Mm-hmm. So 3 of the 10 that were in there, I was pretty happy about. This one. This is the first appearance of Team America.
Wow.
Right on.
What number is that?
What's that?
What number is that?
Oh, this is issue 269 from 1982. So first appearance of Team America. Then they came out with their own comic, and then puppet movie, which is
Team America.
Yeah, that one. Anyway, I thought, okay, this is pretty good. So this book alone, I covered my $5 investment plus the shipping from the auction house to my house.
That's awesome.
Well, that's good.
With one book. And the other 2 books that were hidden, not hidden, but you just saw just part of the title. There was this one, Mad Balls 2.
Hang on.
Oh, I used to have those toys.
And also with it was Mad Ball 1.
Okay.
Wow.
And both of them are in excellent shape. So this was a 3-issue series that then extended, I think, to 10. I think somewhere in there, 8 to 10 books.
I don't know. I never collected that. I just know the Mad Balls have gone crazy as far as the toys and buying.
Well, and the toys were crazy. There's people spending money on Mad Ball toys right now. Like, they're insane. And like CGC high grades of this book is worth a lot more than $5.
Yeah.
So I thought, for $5, I'll throw in my hat in the ring, and I got it.
Did you ever watch this guy Froggy Flips? Because he.
I do all the time.
He's the one that goes crazy for this shit.
Yeah, he goes crazy for those.
I didn't know that they had a big calling for Mad Balls. I have to see if there's in my mom's basement now.
Oh, you should, because there's people paying big coin for some of those Mad Balls, Phil. Yep. Like the toys themselves, there's some collectors that will pay because they have to complete the series. I mean, nothing at all like comic collectors.
No. We're not completionists at all.
No. So, and another quick hit auction that I got again for next to nothing was the General Mills Puzzles and Games book.
Cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Very nice. Again, not touched on the inside. Nothing's been done. Nothing's been cut. Nothing's been colored. Nothing's been filled in. They're not dentures.
They're real and they're fabulous.
Yeah.
He's now going to the product placement.
No, I'm not going for a product place. And this is General Mills, so it's all those things that are bad for you. So there's Tricks and Lucky Charms and Cocoa Puffs and all those cereals that are horrible for you. Anyway, this is kind of neat because it does the origin story of Spider-Man, Hulk, Captain America, and Spider-Woman. That's the comics in there, amongst all the puzzles and stuff. And the last one for this round, I got this at again. I threw my bid in on an auction. I guess I hit it on a day when no one was bidding.
They just know that if you're bidding, they just
back out.
$10 Canadian, and they were like, "We're done."
Yeah, because the buying power alone. Anyways, I think you'll like this one, Chuck.
Oh my goodness!
Cool. Conquers the Martians. Go Santa Claus.
Santa Claus conquers the Martians. I was pretty happy.
Wow.
Look at that easy outfit.
Yeah, I just threw in a bid and ignored it. Maybe that's what I need to do. So, like 1966, Dell, the movie was released in 64.
Yes.
And for some strange reason, it didn't do really well. And it allegedly had a $200,000 budget in 64.
In 64?
In 64. I don't think that can be accurate.
No way. No. That was some top shelf tinfoil for that money.
No kidding. And green paint doesn't cost that much. Anyway,
200,000.
I think they borrowed the costumes from a used Doctor Who episode. I mean,
they must have. They must have.
Pretty sure those are dryer guns on the legs.
It was. I'm really happy with getting that, and it's not in bad shape at all. It's got a little gnarl down, but it's for my purposes of enjoying the book. I got that one. So that's my first round, Joe.
All right, thank you, Mark. That was pretty good.
I tried.
But now comes Chuck.
I don't know.
One Hensley.
I can't beat that one. I don't know.
That's a pretty good one.
So Mark talked about finding new sources for books, and I heard somebody on another stream talk about this Comic Book Boys auction site, and so I threw in a bid on there for a book I've been looking for, and it was actually two books. One I didn't get, which was the first appearance of Josie and the Pussycats Band, but the one I did get was Sabrina the Teenage Witch #4.
Cool.
Let's try to get the glare out here. In much nicer shape than they had it advertised in. They had it advertised as like a 5.5, and I pulled this thing out and read it, and it's a lot better than a 5.5. So, but it's a cool book. I mean, what can I say? It's a giant size Sabrina. So,
very nice.
Bry is currently doing. If you all follow Bry's comics, he got this big Wilbur collection of 1970s. 60s and 70s comics, and so I did bid on a lot from him because I collect weird things, and nobody else wanted basically an entire run of Dynamite.
You're kidding!
Oh, that is awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So I already had #1, so I now have the entire run of Dynamite, all 6 issues.
That's cool.
So.
That's very cool.
Yeah,
I'm unfamiliar. Is it like a mix between a dinosaur and a dog? Is it a dinosaur and a bat?
No. Okay, all right. So this was a cartoon on Hanna-Barbera.
This is a cartoon I remember.
Where you got your basically your Batman analog here, and then he's got a robot dog that's incompetent and can't do anything right. And so the whole joke was you had the very straight-laced Blue Falcon, which, spoke in that Adam West, serious tone. And then you had the dumb dog that always fouled things up. And it ran like...
Those look familiar, but I can't... Yeah.
Yeah. So if you if you've ever seen Laugh Olympics, they were... hello, what am I doing? They were with the Scooby Doobies back then. So, okay.
He's roboticized Scooby-Doo, but he's even stupider.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you, Jackson. Right, it is Gary Owens who was doing the Blue Falcon.
Yes.
So, he can sound very authoritative.
Yeah,
exactly. But I got these for they're not in the best of shape in the world, and they're, but it was cool. I got to finish them.
Oh, they showed up in the most recent Scooby-Doo movie. Clyde says.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I don't get a lot of, that's right. Yeah, I don't get a lot of special covers from people, but when I do get special covers, I try to get special covers. And so from Golden Apple.
Oh, nice.
Man.
I had to get that, it was awesome. And then, Trey was right. I do love Sabrina, but the other person I love.
Yes.
Very nice.
I'm picking up the new Santana coming out.
Yeah,
I'm not even reading the story, but I'm picking up any of the nice covers that are coming out because I love Santana.
Oh, yeah.
don't read the story if you like her. The story.
Just get the one with the gold
Anyways.
WWE belt on her.
The one that they just did the preview of, I think this week, the Tula Latoy cover, come out in October, looks fantastic.
Yeah, the covers are beautiful. So
yeah,
Trev, you are much more generous on that than I am. It's okay. I don't know. The covers.
I read the first issue. I haven't read the second. Yeah, I did say Santana. Okay, Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay, I did say that.
I
was just testing you. I wanted to see if you were listening.
Alexa, play Santana.
All right. One of the guys on Whatnot who I deal with is someone I used to get stuff from on Facebook all the time. It's his name. He goes by Crazy for Comics. His name is Isaac. He's in the Boston area, and every once in a while he'll have like sales for stuff and whatnot. So, so I got a couple things from him here.
Nice.
My Amazing Spider-Man list here.
Silver.
Nice.
A cheap duck, but it's cool.
Nothing wrong with that. Gold key is always good.
Key. Yep.
Yeah. These Harvey books are really hard to find.
That's what I was going to say. That's not gold. That's Harvey. Those are really hard to find.
Oh yeah, the Harvey books. I remember them.
Yeah, this is from the 90s. So, I don't see her on, but for Tina, I've got to show one.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Slowly work on my run.
Whitman variant.
Yeah, Tina's work schedule has changed, so she can't be on some of these things, unfortunately.
Yeah,
her schedule's all messed up now.
Got Whitman here. Got this for like $3. I mean, because nobody on his feet wanted it.
Those painted covers are just wicked.
Oh, they are.
Yep.
And then nobody wanted this one
Ranger.
So that's all I got for the first round. So there we go. So
excellent.
Nice.
Very cool round.
Very nice.
And here he is, Phil.
All right,
Phil, to bring the thunder.
Family, Phil.
Everybody's doing well. Thanks.
Okay.
Good.
So when you interview Gary tomorrow morning, don't be easy on him, all right?
Oh,
you got to be tough on Gary.
No.
11 a.m. tomorrow.
I'm asking the hard-hitting questions. Now I have to think of hard-hitting questions. The first round, I decided to go with some trade paperbacks in my collection that are either based on or kind of go into real-life events. So this first one, I actually won during Comics Curing Cancer. This is a graphic novel of Alexander Hamilton.
Oh, my favorite founding father.
Everybody's, of course. I'll say this. I like history. I'll watch the History Channel. This is not the first historical book I've ever read.
Who is that guy?
I don't know.
Very dry.
Some American guy?
It's There's a play. There's a musical about him, Steve.
Is there?
Yeah. It's called Hair, I think. And it's signed by this guy, Justin.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Cool. Who decided to sign it?
Yeah, he's the artist, Justin Greenwood.
Oh, that's even better.
I don't know.
Well, that's good.
But yeah, I'm working my way through that very slowly.
That's a nice book.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, if you've watched me before, you may know that I like music. I like a lot of different music, going back pretty far. This is from Mike Allred and his wife, the Bowie hardcover.
Oh, that's cool.
That is a fantastic read.
Oh yeah, and it's it's not like it's historical. You're going to learn stuff, but it also gets very psychedelic. I guess you could say at some point. I'll just show you like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And if you know Allred's artwork, this is like very reminiscent of his Silver Surfer run, which I tended to like. It's got that same kind of otherworldliness, I guess.
So Phil, is that just a graphic novel? I've never seen that before.
It's a hardcover.
It's a hardcover?
Yeah, this came out, I want to say maybe 1 or 2 years ago, but I think they may have just released, I'm trying to look up the year, a soft cover, because I saw 2020 actually. I saw a reprint recently in my shop. And look, there's one of the nice things about this too that I tend to like when you're reading something historical. is it has all the sources and everything that they cited as well. So it is a slice of reality mixed in with some artful goodness.
It's good.
See, it's interesting you reference the Silver Surfer run. It reminds me more of his X-Static and X-Force X-Static stuff that they did during that time at Marvel.
I didn't read his Ecstatic run. That's why.
That's a lot. It's a lot of fun. You'd like that.
Yeah, it's one of the ones I want to read digitally. I can't go back and collect this. Too much.
Mm-hmm.
The next was 2 graphic novels that the former owner of my LCS actually turns me on to. When I got back into comics, I slowly made my way back in. At one point, I said to him, "Hey, look, I want to read something other than superhero comics. What can you recommend?" And he was always good for recommendations. So he turned me on to the story, True Story, Swear to God. And this is it's a bit of a romance story from Tom Belland. He is, I think, an artist. I'm not quite sure, but he's done a lot of work with both DC and Marvel on really how he met his wife. As far as I know, I don't think it went any further than this. Unfortunately, I did read up on him. The most recent piece of work I think he did a couple years ago was a Fantastic Four one-shot where they were in Mexico. He basically decided, I think he was on a vacation, met this woman, and they fell in love, and he decided he's going to uproot his life and move to Mexico, where he was trying to actually get this book, his own story, printed and sold there. Unfortunately, they're no longer together. That doesn't get covered in here, but it's a good read. It's a different read, definitely very stylized artwork, and even though it's pretty thick, it's one of those books that you start reading and you just keep going with.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
Okay, the next 2 in this run are from Titan, and I think from the same. I don't know if it's the same artist, but I think the same writer. And I've shown these off recently. The first is a trade paperback. I haven't read these yet. Of Quentin Tarantino.
Yep.
And reading the back of it, it's the author manages an interview with Tarantino himself, revealing the history of his ostentatious career and illuminating the insights of this icon's life from his humble beginnings as a video shop clerk to his rise through all the indie blockbusters, all the way to global superstars. Like I said, I haven't read it yet. I'm a big Tarantino fan, so I'm looking forward to this one. And this one I wasn't even planning on picking up, but I saw it the last time I was at the shop. Same team, Francis Ford Coppola, Don Coppola book.
Oh, cool.
This one doesn't sound like it's an interview style, but definitely some interesting visuals just flipping through it. So I'm looking forward to both of these here.
Yeah. Who did is it just various artists in that, or is there one artist pretty much?
I think it's all him. Let me see. Art director. Yeah, it's strange. It's like they tried to. I'm assuming the art is by him because it says written and directed by Amazing.
Huh. Okay. Titan.
Amarazine, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the last part is a little bit of a stretch because if you haven't read, or in my case, listened to the series like myself and Mr. Steve the Voice White, then you may not understand that a part of this at least goes into real life events. Recently, for our Stephen King series, I picked up. This was a Prime Day pickup, the Dark Tower. And like I said, if you haven't read this series, then you don't know why there's some real world reference in it. I'm not going to open up because I don't want to spoil anything for myself yet, because we're not up to this. But it was a Prime Day special. It was, I think, 50% off. So
wow, that's a
you
deal.
can't go wrong.
That's a good deal. You can't go wrong.
All the comics, the entire series.
No, I think Nora and Rad Comics pointed out that there's 2 more that are probably just as thick.
Right.
So
yeah, I bought the first series. I only read 4 out of, was it 7 books, I think?
Yeah, there's 19 series. It'll fill a short box by the time.
No, I mean the actual books. Weren't there 7 of them, I think?
In each section, in each series of it, yeah, there was like sometimes
not comic books.
No, the actual,
the
novels.
Yeah, the novels. Yeah, there's 7.
There were 7. Yeah, I only read the first 4.
Yeah,
and then for some reason, I stopped reading them. I'm not sure. Okay, thanks, Trev. Yeah. So, but you guys have kind of intrigued me on it, and my feeling is I want to get the 4, read them again, though I kind of remember much of the story. But in the comic books, I bought that first series, and then I didn't buy them anymore because I figured I knew the story already.
And the 19
that's
comics.
36.33 minutes into the show, Joe, just for your reference when you go back to look at what you want to buy.
Oh, there you go.
Mark, I thought you would send me a text with all these things written down already.
Oh, that's going to come too, but he just wanted to do a verbal confirmation just to stick the.
I just figured maybe he hired somebody to transcribe it next to him that's off camera.
That
like
could be.
Reporter.
Yeah. Alexa, text Joe.
I just want you to accidentally set off somebody's Alexa in the middle of the show.
Well, my daughter's name is Alexa, so I had to change the name. Then I have one downstairs and one upstairs. And when I would talk to one downstairs, the one upstairs would answer too. So then I had to change that name so that I could.
So the 2 of them were talking to each other.
Communicating.
They have different names.
That's like I don't know if you guys are aware of the Xbox, not the current generation. I think the Xbox One, when it came out, was voice activated, so you could say Xbox turn on, Xbox turn off. So something somebody was doing when they first came out is you'd play like a competitive game like Halo, and they would name their character Xbox shut down, and they would corner somebody in a space where they couldn't move. So they'd be trying to yell at the person like, "Hey, Xbox shut down, move," and it would just shut off their Xbox.
That's
brilliant.
It's a great hack.
That's my round 1.
All right, Joe.
Well, before I get going here, I just want to give a shout out to my channel members and remind everybody that channel membership is $1.99 a month, and all the money goes to St. Jude's Research Hospital and the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. We've given so far about $280 since I started this. I want to thank everybody: Tina, Terry, Deadman, Mark, who's here, Chuck, who's here, Trev, who's in the chat, Gary B, Phil, who's here, Brian is in the chat, Naman, who we wish good health to. I think he's getting better. Richard, Pretty Fly, Rob, Cliff on Comics, who's going to be on the Anachronic Comic Book Knowledge next Friday, Milt, Dave Draghi, Sleepy Reader, Spinner Rack Studios, Doug Bratton, Chris Bigger, and Dave Bratton. So don't buy a comic, and you can pay the $1.99 a month. All right. And we're just trying to help kids get cured from cancer, research for that, and help, our soldiers who come back hurt to live a better life, the survivors of our first responders who are killed in the line of duty. And also now they've just started buying up some hotels and converting them into living spaces, small apartments for homeless veterans. And they're also putting in services in there for them, which is a great, great, great thing that Talented Towers is doing. So we're really trying to change the world $1.99 at a time. If you haven't thought about it, please think about it and join the channel. Thanks a lot, guys. That's my advertisement for this. Now, and I want to thank you guys that already are members. I really appreciate it, helping out. Okay, so now I got, for my first round, I like getting books on the cheap. And most of these books I got for $1 or $2. Now there's 2 guys on Facebook Marketplace. There is a group called Low Grade Comics, and I frequent them a lot. Sometimes they have buy it now sales, which I'm too slow for that, But occasionally they have some books there too that people just don't want for whatever reason. So some of these have writing on them and stuff like that, but I picked them up anyway because it was like $1 or $2. First thing that I started with was I am picking these books up every now and then because I don't know if I'm going to collect them all or what have you, but I figured if I find them, I'll pick them up. So the first one, I already had a copy of this, and this came along like in a group, which I'll show the group. And I think I paid like a couple of bottles for a couple of bottles. Yeah, I paid a couple of dollars for it. So this is Shazam.
After the bottles.
Yeah, after the
Shazam
bottle,
number 2. And if you see, the kid wrote "Hello, Dad" on it, colored in original. I think the kid's name was Kerry. And
nice.
So I said, okay, cool. So I picked this one up. I already have a pretty nice version of this one. Now this, I didn't have a copy of this one, and this is actually in pretty good shape, although it's an old bag and it was put in backwards, it looks like. So this is Shazam number 3. All right. Which is pretty good.
Fold it over forward. Yeah.
Yeah. Fold it over forward. Right. And Shazam number 5, which I didn't have.
Nice.
This is actually, it's a black. It's got a bunch of ticks here. Spine ticks, but not bad, actually. Yeah. So.
Love the old DC.
Hey, Jerry, how are you? Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I mean, I got a few of those. Now, another one that he had, and I got paid $1 for. You guys get good books for $1. I don't get good books for that. I have a lot of like 1960s and a few 1970s Lois Lane. And this is a cover that I don't know who drew it, but this is a cover that I always liked. And although it's missing a big piece and it's like, it looks like it's attached to the staple, I just love this cover. It reminds me of like Samson, And so I betrayed Superman.
Oh my God.
She's cutting off a piece of his hair. I don't know. For some reason, every time I saw this, I said, I got to pick one of these up. So, I mean, it was like, what is it, number 98 or something like that, I think it is. But whatever it is. I mean, I just kind of like, I don't know, just kind of a cool cover. So I said, all right, why not?
For $1.
For $1, right? These, I think, there's a shop over in Connecticut that I stopped by, and he has a pretty good dollar bin. I think I picked up some of these at the dollar bin. This one I just picked up, Detective Comics 592. I haven't read it. I just kind of hit me. Look, it's like Abe Lincoln doing something. Like, I don't know what he's doing.
That's a
and
cool
Batman
cover.
Right behind him. You see Batman behind him?
Yep.
Look at Abe. He's got a knife.
Dress.
Is that a knife? What does he have? Yeah, there's a knife. It's shining on that. Is he trying to kill the woman? I don't know what he's trying to do.
Look at the look on her face. Like, holy crap.
That before he was a vampire slayer or afterwards?
I don't know. But Batman's just ready to pounce on him.
What year is that from?
What year?
Looks like in the 80s.
It's $5.92. It's a 75-cent comic. I'll tell you in a second. It just intrigued. The cover just intrigued me.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell from the logo that's like 80s.
It's Bifogle artwork, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it's Brightfogle. You're right. Let's see. Where is it? Published monthly. Where are you? Where's the date? Where's the damn date on this thing?
Scrolling, and we're scrolling.
Wellbore says 89.
89?
Yeah, that's what
89-ish.
It looks like around there.
This is so weird.
Maybe that's where they got the inspiration.
1988. The copyright was 1988. So I actually want to read this. It's probably not going to be that great, but the cover just intrigued me. The other thing too is I do have some Uncle Sam stuff, the DC stuff that's way back, and I kind of like this one. So this is actually the Freedom Fighters, okay, and I guess it came out during the Superman movie. It was $1, 35 cents.
Cool.
I like the cover.
Yeah, it's a cool cover.
Batman's invisible or something.
The Phantom Lady. Your blackout ray won't protect you, Phantom Lady. Catman can see in the dark. So that's not Batman. That's Catman.
No, that's Catman because he's got guns in his hand.
He's got guns. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I thought he was a Snyder Batman.
Snyder Batman. There you go.
Now the next one is I have a lot of the old Avengers, and this one's kind of really beat up. But it's Avengers King Size Special or Annual number 4. And let me see. So I'm not sure when this is
all right.
But
nice.
It's Annual number 4.
It's a busy cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a lot of them were busy in those days, right? I mean, that's what they used to do all the time. So
well, they sell the stuff. You got to show all the
well,
action.
you want to have, and I was always a sucker for multiple superheroes. That's why I collected Avengers, X-Men, Justice League in those days. Spider-Man was the exception, I think. So just saw that. Why not? Now, this one, I think I got this online. I thought this is actually, it's a really nice shape. And I think if it's 9/8-ish, let's say, in a raw, I've seen this because I looked it up. It's actually going for like the high 20s, low 30s. And I think I paid $3 for this.
Wow. There we go. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Mary, right.
No
Yeah,
way.
I remember that
Awesome.
series.
Yeah.
Fishnet stockings.
Yeah.
Yeah, she ditches
They
the
should make
wig
some
like
nice
halfway
covers
through.
for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clyde says Dishonest Abe on the other one. That's good.
Dishonest Abe. Yeah,
Price is
Price
Right.
is Right rules. Yeah.
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 Great rules.
Now, this one here, let me see. I think I wrote it down because I wanted to make sure I got it right. But this is this is Batgirl number 29, and
Cool.
I just like the cover.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a cool cover.
This is this is a Joshua Middleton. That's who it is. Cover.
Okay, cool.
Just a nice cover. All
I
right.
like the frame thing. That's cool.
Now, you guys know that I'm a big fan of World's Finest. I had the thing on World's Finest here, and I came across this one. I don't remember how much I paid for this. It was a couple of bucks maybe, but it's World's Finest number 186, 15 center, and I just love I mean, these covers are just so weird. The Bat Witch Must Burn.
Oh, that's an awesome cover.
Right?
That's
Like
What
gallery.
does it say? Batman, you have been found guilty of witchcraft. I sentence you to be burned at the stake. You know I'm innocent, Superman. Why are you framing me? We'll find out when we read the book.
Burn the witch. Burn.
Burn the witch.
In case nobody knew, Joe actually reads these comics out loud just like that.
Oh, I love it.
Of course, you gotta have the
I
sound
love
effect.
it.
Yeah, you got to have the
It's
sound
better.
effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of Neil Adams, right? And I've done some videos. Don't show this to Fanboy Prime. Okay. I've done some videos on Neil Adams' best Batman covers and Neil Adams' best Superman covers, and I happened to come across one of each. So this first one was, I'm pretty sure this was one of them. I'm pretty sure. This is Detective Comics 327. Okay. Just
Nice.
came across this one.
Okay.
Batman got knocked out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I love this Superman cover. And this is actually in pretty good shape, except for the spine ticks. And it looks like it's like tan to whatever, but the picture itself is good shape. This always like reminded me of like, I don't know what Superman is supposed to be about. So
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is a cool cover.
Yeah.
I've always liked that
Mighty
one too, Joe.
Superman, larger than life with
from
lightning.
this moment on, Billy Andrews, I bequeath all my superpowers to you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What number is that?
This is number 254.
Okay.
That one looks like the late 70s, early 80s,
No.
maybe 70s.
I think it's earlier than that. But
I
let
think
me
it's
see.
earlier than the 70s.
Yeah, it's 20-cent covers.
Old DC. Oh yeah, 20 cent.
I hate when they put tape on these things. I always take it off.
Horrible, horrible stuff.
Yeah.
Tape pulls. The bane of our existence.
1972.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep. Bang on Jackson Roy Kirk said 72, 73.
There you
Yeah.
go.
He's just quick on the.
He's quick on
On
the
the
Google.
Google. He asked Alexa, how old is this book?
Two more. This is another one. This is Kerry. This is another Kerry one. Remember, I should have did Kerry one before, so I should have kept the two Kerry books together. This says Kerry Dad and Dad. We wrote Dad all over the place. Carrie did. Must love her dad. But it was cool anyway. And I think this was like, I don't know, $1 or less, whatever it was. So
Vault of Evil. Yeah, those are
surprised the kid was allowed to own that book.
Yeah.
Well, Carrie owned it and wrote Dad all over it. So maybe it was Dad's book. And
she
Carrie
was
just
off at Dad that day.
Write Dad's name on his book.
Face that follows.
Vault of Evil #4.
Ah.
Nice.
Okay. And the last one, I came across this, and maybe you guys know a little bit about it, but was there a Batman cereal at one time, like breakfast cereal?
Probably.
No, for the
probably.
film.
Yeah.
This looks like Neil Adams, but it's not. I think it's Garcia Lopez, and Dick Giordano inked it. That's why I think it looks more like a Neil Adams. But it's an instant collector's item.
Well, there you go.
Well, yeah, there. Now it's worth money. Legend.
Legends of
the Batman.
So it says here, the extraordinary miniseries continues with the origins of Robin, Alfred, and more. Batman brand sweetened cereal. This is #2.
Huh.
Wow.
I haven't even opened this up, so I don't know what it's like inside. But you see small books like this, you just pick it up.
It might smell like cereal too.
Yeah.
Let me see. Maybe I'll eat it for breakfast.
Maybe it's another General Mills.
It's actually in very, very good shape.
Yeah.
It's like an ash can.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. Glossy.
That's nice.
Let's take a look.
It's shiny for something that came out of a cereal box.
Volume 1, #2, 1980.
Yeah.
Wow, it is like
crispy,
minty, fresh.
Minty.
Wow.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow. Pop it. Well, now you opened it, so now it's like a.
I know, and that's worth like only half as much.
Now it's a 9.0.
But it's pretty cool. So I picked it up because it just looked cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
And I don't know why not. So that's my first round there. So let's see what Jackson says. Jackson says there were also audiobook versions of all 3 issues. So there were 3 issues. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Huh.
Okay. I'm not going to look for the other 2. If I come across
When you say that.
It was at 53:21. 53:21.
Right. And counting.
Speed round. Speed round.
Speed round.
Speed round, because this whole next stack is got a theme to it.
Paper Girl.
All right.
Such an underrated. Like, I enjoyed the series. I watched the TV show. It was good. They left us on a cliffhanger and then canceled it. So I'm a little peeved at that. But I went back and I started getting the whole bloody thing. And again, I'm paying $2 for it. So the numbers are jumping all over the place because these are all my filler issues to fill in. I kind of like the artwork too. It reminds me of, it's almost like an anime kind of artwork to it.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Nice.
And I'm hoping that the story continues just as good as the first few issues when I read them, because I really, really enjoyed it. And again, for $2, why the heck not?
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a solid read. It's a good solid read.
That's what I've heard. Now, there's a graphic novel on that already, isn't there?
Yeah, I have them. I have the 3 the graphic novels.
I read it online on Hoopla. I pulled it out and read it. It's good. Very good.
Because it only ran to issue 30, and I think I'm only missing 4 of the floppies now, because I got up to, like, right here, 23, 24 is where I ended it. And then I've got number 30, I think.
Nice.
Oh, wait, it's still going.
Oh.
It's what, 24?
Yeah.
Oh, I did 25. Okay, so I'm missing 26 to 29 because I found that one, the last issue. It says I paid $8, but I'm pretty sure I only paid $4 because I think he was doing a 50% off sale on those ones, which was really cool. And then the last cool one I got, that was he was selling all these big, thick omnibus kind of things with the,
Wow.
It's got all the old. I don't even know what. I haven't even flipped through this thing yet, but I paid like $2 or $3 for this thing.
Well worth it.
It's massive. It's got lots of like old timey type.
Yep.
The comic stuff. I don't know. It's early stuff anyway. So I thought it looked pretty neat.
It's her appear. Okay. No, the name of the books is Showcase. It's not just her appearance.
Yeah, Showcase presents.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's all Wonder Woman stuff, though. Yeah, and it goes all the way back to 1958, number 98, right up to 59. So yeah, they're all Wonder Woman books in here. So I thought that was pretty cool because I loved my Wonder Woman. So and for $5 or whatever for a big ass book like this with a lot of comics in there, I'll take it all day long.
Nice,
absolutely.
There's my speed round. Nice. Number 2.
Okay.
Cool. All right, Mark.
Okay.
Speed round.
Oh, is it a speed round? Oh,
yeah, speed round.
Oh, okay. I'll try to be quick. So, same bookstore. I got 2 hardcovers at that one. I just was splitting up between round 1 and 2. I got this one at my secondhand bookstore again with a little bit of credit, less than $10.
Excellent.
Nice. Nice.
I like those encyclopedia books.
So this one is really pretty cool. It goes through by alphabetical every story, every character, their backgrounds. If you want to do research, Joe, it's amazing what's in here. Like, it's pretty cool. The other nice thing is this book was sold with a poster insert, and it still has it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
So for secondhand books, it's nothing's wrong with it. 2010 is when this came out.
Now, did you ever go into bookstores, Mark? I was in a bookstore in Cape Cod, and so I saw they had one section on like graphic novels.
Yep.
So I go there, and the woman who owns this bookstore, it's a small independent bookstore. She had to go outside. She comes back and apologizes to me for leaving me alone in the store. I said, I didn't even know you were gone. So I'm looking at these things, and she starts showing me some of the books, saying, "Oh, this is really good. This really says, yeah." I said, "I read that one already. Yeah, I read that one already." But there was one book, and I can't remember. I did take a photograph of it. There were 2 books. They were like historical in nature, like that. So I'm going to look for them and see, because that was, I mean, I'd love to support her, but she was, asking top dollar for all these things.
Yeah.
And some of them were a little bit few years old. And I know I can get them cheaper somewhere else.
Yeah. Like this one, I think originally was a lot more than what it's from a secondhand bookstore. Like, and I think you can still get this on Amazon and it for a lot more, sadly, than the $10 Canadian I paid for it. But it probably is. And I know that I doubt he's going to watch this because he's away, but this might be a gift for my oldest son, who is a Superman DC fanatic. You'd really like him, Joe. Anyway, moving right along. It's supposed to be a speed round. You guys know that I've been kind of looking at some Adam Hughes stuff, and I found that Amazing Heroes book in New Jersey, but I didn't find his first cover. So Amazing Heroes 154. I went online, bit the bullet. I didn't pay a lot, but I paid enough. So that's Adam Hughes' very first cover that he ever has done.
Very cool.
And Amazing Heroes magazines are really good. They don't cost a whole lot. This one cost a little bit more because it was Adam Hughes' first one. And then the first series that he was involved in, I was looking for and found, and it's The Maze. Those are both Adam Hughes.
He did the interiors as well.
The
first 12 or so issues of that.
Yep. So it's interesting watching how his art is on. Because this one is from 1990, and then for $1.99 at a secondhand store, I got this Wizard, which is Adam Hughes as well. And just watching his artwork change.
See how much better the women look.
Well, yeah, like this one's from 2002.
Yeah.
So just his maturity of his form and his shape and the way he does it, just.
And who he's stealing from? Oh, excuse me, borrowing.
What's that?
Who's borrowing from or stealing from?
Well, he was stealing from several, but they all do that. We call it swiping, Chuck.
Yes, I understand. Yes.
Swiping is a much friendlier, kinder way of talking. Anyway, this one I was looking for because I found number 1, Gold Key, and I found number 2.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
So I was pretty happy about that. This was actually from my shop in Brantford, Cap Can Comics.
Nice.
Had this on one of their uploads, so I picked it up. That's from September 1963. There's only 2 Hercules comics. I picked this up at a toy show because it was like They had it listed for $5, but it's not $5 because it was like 50% off. So $2.50. Image, an old image, Voltron #1, which I like.
Great series. That one there got hot for quite a bit.
Oh, did it ever? Then at another toy show, like I was getting really lucky with my nephew. We were hitting a bunch of different shows, and there's always comic dealers at these toy shows. And I made a great deal on this.
Oof.
I got that one when I was a kid.
I love that book.
Yeah, so this is Flash Gordon's first Silver Age appearance. King Publishing. It's a lovely condition. As you know, Chuck, the 9/8 of these are stupid value.
Unfortunately, mine is not a 9/8.
Well, that one is not a 9/8 either. And from the same dealer, a guy called Humblood Vintages and Collectibles was at this toy show. And I don't know where he must have just picked up a collection because he was selling them, these books, these last 3 comic books that I'm going to show. I'm going to show 2 magazines before. So wait, I'll do the 2 magazines first and then finish off. So at the same toy show, I picked up this one for my super special run 2010. I picked up the number 3 of 4.
Oh man, there's a great TV show.
That was a great TV show. So there's only 4 magazines of Emergency, and this is a really nice cover. I picked that one up. So then I went to this same fella, and he had these books, and he had some prices on them, but we got talking, and then we negotiated, and I got them actually for a really nice package price. I got this one from Harvey.
Cool.
Colorama, the Man in Black called Fate, which was pretty cool. So that's 1965. There's only 3 Thrillerama comics, and the other 2 are Piranha. Which
I have those 2, the Piranhas. I bought them
Piranhas.
as a kid. Yeah.
And he had this one, and this one, like the price of the books that I got from this guy altogether was less than $40 for these 3 books. And this one I think he almost threw in, which really surprised me.
Oof.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh wow.
So this is Steve Ditko.
Yeah.
Did that cover.
That is wild. I almost thought it was like what's that game board? It's like a game board for oh shit.
A game.
I don't know. A game.
It'll come to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is Carlton. This is like 1966. This is a bunch of different stories, and there's a guest host who's a witch and stuff. But just the artwork is really, it's like a game board ask thing. It's just really cool. And he had this one, Chuck. I mean, it's not perfect, but the fact he had it, I just went, yep, I got to buy it.
Okay.
Good for
you. Good for you.
I was surprised this was there.
Wow, I am too.
I have never seen it in the wild ever before.
Man.
Just once in a while you get lucky.
Once in a while. So like Delve, this is 1967, a movie classic. Phyllis Diller and Boris Karloff both did voices in the movie. And in the comic, they're drawn as Boris Karloff and Phyllis Diller.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's I read it because I have to. And it is like, I wish I could find the movie online.
You can. Yeah, I think it's on YouTube. Yeah, I think it's on YouTube.
Okay, I gotta look better for it. But anyway, as you can see, it's got like a little bit of ink on it. But I mean, this is not an easy book to find.
No, it's not.
There was my speed round and my second go round.
Excellent. Very well.
Nice.
All right, Chuck, you're up.
Mark, you will need to drink quite heavily before seeing it and afterwards.
But not during? Chuck, but not during?
Well, you can do it during too, but you got to get prepared and then you have to recover. So
okay, that's fair.
So I mentioned I've been checking out new Whatnot sellers, and there's a guy who's apparently come into his huge silver bronze collection. I just happened to pop in, and he was having a JLA night. And he said, "I'm selling, anything JLA related." And so I listed a bunch of things. I've already sold that. got to a Brave and the Bold he had not sold. And so I was able to pick up this Brave and the Bold. Awesome cover.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think the first cover appearance of Jim Aparo in the flesh. And this is a really cool book. So it's a fun read too.
What number is that?
That is 124.
124.
124. And then he was giving away some stuff at the end, and I happened to win a giveaway. So I picked up a random Superman. Not anything great, but that's okay.
Cool cover.
Oh, yeah. Green Lantern, Green Arrow. It's got an Airwave backup in it.
Mm.
I realize I'm the only one who'd be excited about that. So, you know.
Nice.
Nice
We
Flash.
got a random Flash.
White Dress in Distress.
That's right. We've got a Detective Comics, which apparently has an early one of the clay faces appears in here. So go figure. And then he also threw in a DC Blue Ribbon.
Oh, nice.
So it's kind of cool.
So like those digest books.
Yeah, one of the best of DC digest books.
Nice. I like those things.
Anyways, along with that, found another guy who was doing more Golden Age My Style stuff.
Ooh.
So I did get a Walt Disney's comics.
Nice.
Cute.
So not bad. This is $2.21. So it's still 10 cents. So that means it's probably 59 or 60, I would think. He also had, and it's not quite the grade he claimed it was, but it's still really nice. A very nice 4-color.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, that's a good
Captain Hook and Peter Pan.
Yeah.
And it's pretty. It's got some cover issues that may be a printing error, may not. I don't know. So
yeah, Captain Hook looks a little weird.
Yeah, well, he does. He looks like he's been out in the sun too long.
Yeah, he got extra baked.
So,
yeah,
that's all right.
Between that and the hat, he kind of looks like Prince.
Yo ho ho. So, on eBay, I finally found my last issue of the Phantom I needed to finish my run.
Oh,
nice.
Cool.
Good.
I now have 1 through 70. From
You do? Wow, that's fantastic.
Well done.
Key to Charlton. So I'm really happy. The guy was not charging a crazy amount. So I said, I'm going to look at the rest of his stuff. It looks well graded. What else does he have?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of y'all know I've been looking for those Nancy and Sluggo books that have the Peanuts backups in them.
Yep.
So he had a couple of them. So I said, you know what? I'll take a flyer on one, see how his grading is. He had it advertised as a 9.0.
Wow.
And
That looks clean.
It
really
is beautiful.
Wow, look at the corners
So-
on that thing.
Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely. So I said, you know what? He's got a couple more listed. And my bank
you kept
account
going.
didn't quite run out, so I got another one.
Damn.
Yep.
And one more.
Nice.
Such
And
simple
the
artwork.
peanuts, they're not even mentioned on the covers, are they?
No, they're not. They're not mentioned at all. So no, they're not mentioned at all. And this is for just about the entire Dell run of Nancy and Sluggo, you had the Peanuts backup center. So, which again, nobody knows about. So, so they're nowhere near as expensive as they would be otherwise if the Peanuts fans knew they were there. So don't tell them. I'm still working on it.
Okay. Good. Mum's the word.
I know. I was in Greensboro a couple of weeks ago for a meeting, and I went to the oldest comic store in Greensboro, which is from like 1983. It's Ace Comics. They have mostly new stuff and action figures, but they did have some interesting things. They had a beautiful Firestar.
Oh, cool.
Oh, pretty.
So really, really nice. It's a Hans cover. So it says on here it's their first one. So I don't know. It's Firestar. I don't care. It's Firestar. And then I was looking for something that was actually like older than me because most of the stuff they had there was like new stuff.
Yeah.
So thank you, Jackson. We love you too. So, but on their stuff that was actually like more in my area, a really, really cool old House of Mystery.
That is nice.
So, and I mean, come on, you see this cover with the Jack Kirby like guy doing the organ grinder stuff and the monkey taking the money. I mean, how can you not want to find out what's going on?
Absolutely.
A mystery.
That's right. And then finally from him, I picked up, and I'm going to stop there. I got 2 action figures from him. I'm not an action figure guy, but I spent like an hour there killing time while I was waiting for my meeting to start. So he only had one of these, which didn't make any sense because if it's Madrox, you would think there'd be more, but there was only one. So there we go. Nice. And he had a ton of action figures, but I'm not a figure guy, so I only get figures of like, the weird people that I like. So
Blue Marvel.
Blue Marvel.
I've never seen a Blue Marvel figure, so I figured why not?
Sure,
that's great.
Anyway, and that's my speed round. So there we go.
Excellent. Good job.
All right.
Okay, so Phil.
Okay. Ready
You're
for
up.
my speed round. Before I begin, Joe and Mark, sorry I missed you guys when you were up here, by the way. I had another engagement, so unfortunately
we purposely did not contact you, Phil. So
I know. I didn't want to let it out for all 6 people who watch, but there you go.
Shots fired everywhere.
I know.
Just tell Jackson so.
So this round I tried to make it a little bit more about art. This first book is a hardcover. I think everybody at this point has seen X-Men 97, or if they wanted to, they probably saw it already. Before X-Men 97 was announced, I believe this might have been on Kickstarter. The creators of the animated series, Eric Lewald and Julia Lewald, came out with this hardcover, expansive look at the entire animated series, the making of, including some great artwork that.
Nice.
Honestly, this would be great. Anything and more that you wanted to know about the animated series is in here.
Cool.
Sweet.
This would be a great coffee table book, but my wife will not allow it on our coffee table.
She's still trying to bring people in your sophistication level, so
well, come on. How much more sophisticated than do you get?
Come on,
giant hardcover.
Come on, exactly.
I didn't know she was swapping out collections of New Yorker cartoons or something. So you keep the vibe going, but
no, there may have been a reorg down here while I was at work one day, and there might be some stuff mixed up.
Front office of a pediatrician doctor's office.
Next, this will go under books that my wife doesn't like. My LCS owner gave it to me.
Isn't that the whole collection?
Most of it. 2021 sketchbook from Terry Moore.
Nice.
My LCS owner, and these are just picture books. My LCS owner gave this to me because at the time I was reading Serial, different kind of stories, but these are, like I said, pretty much just his style, and he could pretty much draw all shapes and sizes that you might be interested in. It's just nice to flip through in theory.
Wow.
Yeah.
This was something I picked up because when I shortly after I got back into comics, Marvel started up with the hip-hop variants, and I think that was the first time they started doing the incentive variants, and that's why I kind of didn't collect all of them. But later on down the road, I actually was lucky enough, I think on Reggie's channel, to win the hip-hop covers, hardcover books. Okay. So again, you're just talking pictures and breakdowns and whatnot. Mike Del Mundo goodness there.
Yeah, there was some nice Miles Morales ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This one was my favorite from them.
Oh, the Wolverine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just drenched in blood.
Yeah. Oh, knocked out my headphones.
Destroying studio.
That's an expensive studio he's in too,
Yeah. This my wife definitely doesn't like. But
you can't show everything to your wife.
Is this
not watching, Joe? This is okay.
This is the stuff he smuggled in the paper bag. So
yes,
along with the alcohol.
Most of this was before marriage. BM. Okay, not a good acronym.
Yeah, no.
Not a good one at all.
We'll work on it. But this is one that Mark will like, and Chuck probably won't like. This is Cover Run, the DC Comics cover art of Adam Hughes.
Oh yeah, nice.
What are you kidding? I love Adam Hughes artwork.
What's not to love there for the wifey poo? Like, holy crap!
Yeah, and it goes through.
Look at
Again,
that. Nice.
a nice
Miracle. That's a great cover.
Yeah, nice little kind of.
I love his Wonder Woman, don't I, Steve?
Yes, just a little bit.
Yeah,
they're expensive books too.
Oh yeah, it's a very expensive. I was going to say expansive look here. I found a Wonder Woman for you, John.
There we go. There we go.
Well, it can be both expensive and expansive. So,
what year was that one printed?
I think this was the early 2000s. Let me see.
Yeah.
Nice.
The album and the comic side by side.
Yeah, because I remember that I had actually gotten 2 as a gift, and before I thought to sell them, I used to be big in 2010. I used to be big into satellite radio. I was listening to, I don't know if you guys know Ron and Fez. And before Fez came out, I knew he was a big comic book fan. And I went to one of their live shows, and I was like, here, I had an extra. This is for you. And he probably didn't enjoy it as much. But, yeah. Last 2. This is from a series of books my mom gave me a while back that I have yet to kind of crack into because just life in general. 1 year for my birthday, she got me a whole bunch of these correspondence books from the Kubert School.
Oh, nice.
So I have the supplies. I just need to find the time to really sit down and play with it.
One of those wire spiny things so you can fold it right
down and look.
So what is this? Is it like a lesson book? Is that what it is?
Yeah, before I guess before the school had done any online books, they had a series of correspondence books and whatnot.
Oh,
You
cool.
could just, I just showed you a giant blank page. Okay, I just realized that.
Well, the other side.
That was the best page.
There was something on the other side.
Yeah.
Like how to draw faces and stuff.
Tina.
Yeah.
Hey, Tina.
Tina, she got home. She made it.
And these are giant formats, so they're very awkward to store. It's almost, it's like a tablet, more like an old school, like biblical tablets. Nice.
Yeah, my LCS has got freaking huge books like that on the shelf, and I never see them sell. They're just these giant ass books, and you're thinking, where the hell are you going to store those things?
Yep.
So these last 2 are something special. I actually found these in my mom's garage, and I'll show you the interiors before I show you the front. These were from a famous artist cartoon course out of Westport, Connecticut.
Well, now we got a duotang.
I don't know.
Oh wow, that's cool.
The artists, it's none of them ring a bell to me. Rube Goldberg, Milton Caniff, Al Cap.
Those are old. Milton
They did a lot of the newspaper.
Newspaper.
Milton Caniff, Steve Canyon, and
Steve Canyon was Milton Caniff.
Yeah,
very cool.
A straightforward artist book. These were the only 2 I found, but there's at least 24 in the series because these are 2 parts. And we had these in my garage because I didn't know this at the time. This belonged to actually my grandfather.
Oh, great.
So he and I didn't even know that both him and his brother, Drew, he had a stroke right after I was born, and then there was a issue at the hospital. They mixed up the medicine, so as long as I knew him, he was bedridden and couldn't really communicate. But yeah, these were his art books. Actually, hold on.
Let's see the cover.
Your artistic talent came from somewhere.
I thought there was a drawing in here for a second, but we're not that lucky. But yeah, just these 2 big, thick.
Very cool. Yeah, those are old time, like from the comic strip and the papers artists, and then they migrated into comic books.
And the old textbooks.
Yeah,
they're heavy.
Yep, that's when paper was paper.
Yeah, and I mean it's a little yellow. There's no.
I believe they call that tanning, just some light tanning, off white to white.
Yeah, I don't see.
Yeah, but nobody cares. With something like that, nobody cares. I mean, that's just awesome.
That's just history.
That's history. That's family stuff, especially with your art and your flair. I mean, that's part of the whole story. Yep. That's very cool. Thanks for sharing that, Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with his name imprinted on the back. That's pretty cool.
I know.
Yeah. That's my round two.
Great.
Very cool.
All right. Of course, I bring up the rear. So thanks to Steve the Voice White Walker, I start looking at my comic shop's auctions all the time. So what I do is I take a look at a book, graded usually, you know, and if it looks like something I'm interested in, or I say maybe somebody else might be interested in it, and I know there are some people, for example, in the first book that I might be interested in it. So what I do is I say, okay, what's it worth? A 9.8, and whatever it's worth, I usually bid somewhere like 50% to 75% of that value. Okay. And these are not really expensive books usually, you know, maybe they're $40, $50 books, something like that. And so I just do it like 10, 15 or 20 of them and I don't know, and see how it turns out. And normally I end up with like 3 or 4 because people outbid me all the time, right? So these I got from anywhere from like you know, 3/4 to 50% of their value. The first one I actually had, I think I gave this away as a raw comic book, was the Marvel Snapshots.
Oh yeah,
that's a great series.
Yeah, that was a good series.
So this was a 9.8, and I remembered this, and the reason it's an Alex Ross cover, right? But I also like the back because it's a Chadwick Boseman.
When he passed.
So I think this is really, really a nice back. I don't know who drew this. Does it say? Arthena E. Martinez.
A nice tribute.
Very nice tribute. Yeah.
So 9.8 is something like $25 or something like that. Can't go wrong.
Amazing. No, you can't go wrong.
No.
The next one, the next one is Aspen Comics Ultimate Edition. It's a Michael Turner. I look for Michael Turner covers. So this is a Michael Turner cover, and it's Harley Quinn #1 from October of 2016.
All right, when they were doing the rebirth.
Yeah,
the rebirth.
This actually cost me $37.
When you said Aspen, I thought you were going to pull out like what was his book that he did, Fathom?
Yeah,
Fathom. Aspen Comics. I'm trying to get the glare out. That's why I'm doing it like this.
Still, by the time you buy the book, clean press, send it off to CGC and back.
Well, I would normally not even buy this book, but it caught my eye. It was Michael Turner.
Yep.
And I said, you know, for like, what was it? $37. I said, you know what?
Worth
9.8.
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, you guys know that I'm very close to finishing up the entire Justice League of America Volume 1 run. I think I need 4 books to finish that up. And I have, they made their first 3 appearances were in Brave and the Bold 28, 29, and 30. So I do have 29 and I do have 30. And right now, because we're rebuilding the house and all that, I can't put any money aside to get up into the thousands that I would need to get Brave and the Bold number 28. So I have bought facsimiles of them. But this one was from 2020, and it's a 9.8. So I got this for about half the fair market value.
That's perfect. Nice placeholder.
Yeah. So I now have 2 or 3 copies of Brave and the Bold number 28. Unfortunately, not the real ones that are there.
All facsimiles.
Okay.
It's
and
a
I always love the
reprint.
back of these. Win the big prize. Can you name the 6 foreign countries these pictures stand for? If you get them right, we'll send you foreign coins.
Yeah.
From Canada.
Yeah. So I got this too. So those are the 3 that I happened to win last month.
So Chris Bigger finally shows up, and he hasn't had a chance to look at my DC wall just to keep him happy. He just showed up.
I'll show it. All right, wait. We'll take a quick break.
See? Look, Chris. Look. DC. See? Look.
See? You saw it here first.
Yeah, there you go.
Chris.
Okay. Now, the other thing is I just got this book yesterday.
Holy!
And it weighs a ton, and I opened it this morning because I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But when I opened it, I said, wow, wow, wow. And I don't even remember where I bought this from. That's bad when that happens. But, at least I've been collecting some of the Marvel and DC Doc Savage. And I have the run of the first run of the DC Shadow, and I'm picking up some of the other books that are there. So I saw this book. I don't know if somebody mentioned this. Maybe one of you guys mentioned it. I really don't remember. But it's
Oh yeah,
wow.
that would have been me. It's a great
you, Mark?
book. Yep.
So I went out to get this. I mean, I can't wait. It's still in the plastic. So I'm definitely going to open this up tomorrow and look through it. It's a great cover, and it's The Shadow, Doc Savage, The Art of the Street and Smith Universe.
Yep. Looks like they're throwing tire irons at them.
Yeah. So I don't even know how much this thing cost me, but it weighs a ton. And
there's some awesome covers and some of the great backgrounds and stuff.
It looks that way.
Yeah. Shipping must not have been cheap.
So
me just being a good friend and helping you spend money, Joe.
You see, Steve, he's infecting me too, south of the border. So I said, somebody must have told me about this because I wouldn't have picked this up or looked at this anyway. So so that's the pulp power that I got. So I can't wait. I'm opening this up tomorrow so that I can look through it. And
nice.
I think it's just terrific. Anyway,
it is.
So cool. So thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
it. My
it.
pleasure. I will help anyone else spend all their money if you're willing to be that silly to listen to me.
That is Mark's business model.
That's why I'm never going up to the Toronto Comic Con.
Jeff, take a look at that book when you open up the plastic. See, I bet you it was printed in Canada, and that's his whole plan. Is that he's trying to shuffle the American dollar
in Canada.
Where did it come from? Wait a minute. Let's see. Pulp Power, author Neil McGinnis. Oh, I got it from Abrams Books. And let's see if they have a return address. Now, Indiana.
Yeah,
no, the printer.
But it could have been printed elsewhere. Yes, I know what you're saying.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
Indiana.
It was actually printed in China.
China, Canada.
No, we see that.
China, Canada.
Not even the same number of letters.
So we got some really good books, and if some of you guys came in a little bit late for whatever reason, you should go and watch the first 35, 40 minutes because there were some really, really cool books there. We did kind of a quick second round, although it still took us about 35 minutes or so. But there's some really, really cool books that are there, and I think you should take a look at that first one. So watch the replay. So listen, guys, thanks a lot. Chuck, Phil, Mark, and Steve. And and you guys want to publicize something. Mark, aren't you doing something later on this week?
Yeah, on the Thursday night at 8, I'm going to be on Gary B's 1011, and I'm going to be doing comics and records.
It's going to be
so it'll be the comic and the record associated to it.
So Mark Andrews must be AI tonight.
With the green screen in the background.
He was accusing me of this being. See, if it's a green screen, I wouldn't be able to pull them off the wall and move them. So they're real.
They recorded that into
AI
green
now.
screen.
Just a green screen. That's.
Steve, what do you got coming up? Anything interesting?
I've just been going through finding the treasures in my collection. I just grab a box and I just start rifling through it and see I rediscover some of the stuff that I haven't seen in ages. So
yeah,
I thought that would be cool, and then share it while I'm, content.
You know what I just found out? I forgot. My brother-in-law said, "Why do you get these boxes? I keep everything in Rubbermaid stuff." And down in the garage, I found a Rubbermaid box that I have comics in, which I must have put a bunch. So I said, one day I got to open this up and see what the hell is.
Yeah, make sure you film it too.
I forgot about it.
Yeah.
So we're in the corner. I thought it was something my wife had put together, but it's full of comics.
Nice.
Yeah. Phil, what about you? What do you got coming up?
Tomorrow morning, I will be back here on YouTube to do a little show with Gary B. and I'm trying to bring the tough questions. If anybody wants to come and ask some of the tough questions as well in the chat, they can do so. Later this week, I may have not one but two art-related videos coming up.
Oh.
One showing the art I've done on Between the Lines over the course of the past year and change, including one piece that has never been seen before.
Oh.
And then if I can get to the second video this week, it'll be why you haven't seen it before.
Because your wife doesn't like it.
Actually, this one she likes. So there we go.
Wow.
Glad
The most recent one that you showed was kind of interesting.
Oh, with the Matt Woods?
Yes, and it looked a lot like him too. Has he commented on it? Has he seen it?
Oh yeah, he loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Fantastic. Chuck, my friend, you have anything coming up?
Yeah, I'm going to be with Gary B on Tuesday, and I'm going to show off some of my DVD collection. I've got a bunch of things that I have rediscovered in the house. It's amazing when you go through boxes that you haven't opened in many years because you don't use your DVD player much anymore. So I've rediscovered a bunch of neat things. Some things that will not surprise people who know me. Some things that will only surprise you because you've never heard of them before, and then you go, "Yes, that's on track." So it should be interesting. So
cool.
And then I'll probably be guest hosting on Thursday when Mark is on there. So I'll be able to throw in my 2 bits on all of his stuff. So
fantastic.
That's at least
bring it on.
Yeah, be glad to.
Fantastic. So tell everybody that on Monday, my second Who Is will be dropping, and it's Who Is Captain America. And if you like the first one, Who Is Wonder Woman, and if you haven't seen it, you should go watch it. You're really going to like that. And most recent video ties in the Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3 of the DC animated movies to the new James Gunn DCU. I slyly do that. So if you have not watched that yet, you should go watch it. And next Friday, we have our next Anachronic College of Comic Book Knowledge. And Cliff on comics is going to be the applicant. Nice. And he's looking for questions on the Legion of Superheroes. So that's going to be kind of cool. I'm going to have to pull out all my old ones and give him some questions. It's going to make it really hard. And he's playing for $50 for his favorite charity, which is a food bank in his hometown. So nice. I think this is going to be cool. So make sure you show up next Friday night. And don't forget to take a look at Who Is Captain America. I think you'll like it.
Excellent video. I give it thumbs up because I got a preview. It's excellent.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. And with that, I want to thank my cohorts here. A few rabbit holes have opened up during this time. And everybody in the chat, thanks so much for showing up. And others that will be seeing this on replay, I appreciate you just as well. So thanks a lot. And we will see you probably next month. We'll see with another Espresso mail call. Take care, everybody.
Night, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah.